French President Emmanuel Macron wrapped up his state visit to China, highlighting progress on bilateral trade, student exchanges, and climate cooperation. He stressed the need for Europe to remain competitive, open Chinese markets, and welcome strategic investments in key sectors like batteries and wind turbines. On Russia and Ukraine, Macron warned that Moscow has no short-term desire for peace. He said Russia seeks Ukrainian surrender, aims to alter the constitution, and refuses security guarantees. He emphasized maintaining military and economic pressure to bring Russia back to negotiations.
There is a work that is being engaged in by China, with Brazil as part of what is called the Group of Friends of Peace, which is a little over a year and a half, which is a work in which France is an observer. There are also particular relations between China and Russia, and so we have discussed this in depth and in truth on all points. And I saw the President's desire to contribute to stability, to peace, and he took into account the arguments that I cited for the Europeans to have a robust and sustainable peace. That is to say that there are elements that guarantee Ukraine that it cannot be subjected to new aggressions.
Macron stressed unity between Europe and the United States. He said the EU, NATO, and allies must act together, providing security guarantees to Ukraine, coordinating sanctions, and supporting peace efforts while ensuring Europe's collective security.
There is not a short-term Russian desire for peace. We can see that. There is a desire for Ukrainian surrender. That is to say that they want to claim all the territories. They want no security guarantee for Ukraine. They want to change the regime. They want to change the constitution of Ukraine.
France Insoumise leader Jean-Luc Mélenchon slammed European leaders for prioritizing their interests over a ceasefire. He called for Ukrainians in Donbass, Crimea, and other regions to have the final say on peace, criticizing Macron for his inconsistent stance on arming and negotiating with Russia.
War isn't a video game. It's not a passing circumstance. And that's why, back in 2008, we sounded the alarm saying, beware of what you're doing. When you decide that Ukraine and Georgia should join NATO, you're leading us straight into war with Russia, because it won't accept it, just as we French wouldn't accept having people on our borders armed to the teeth, and who would have such contradictions with us that we know they'd end badly.
Mélenchon urged the EU to re-engage diplomatically with Russia, emphasizing coexistence rather than prolonged conflict. We can't wage war on Russia, but we have to get along with them, because Russia is a European state, he said.
And we're not going to war with Russia. We have to find a way to get along and ask for guarantees for ourselves. I'm not walking away from Arcelor. I'm coming back to it. Guarantees for ourselves. That means who will dominate the Black Sea? Who will guess which areas have been mined in Ukraine? Who will guarantee the safety of Ukraine's dying nuclear power plants? Yes? Who's going to do it? This is a safety issue for us.
Macron reaffirmed Europe's commitment to coordinated diplomacy, supporting US-led peace initiatives, and continuing work with international partners to secure a robust and sustainable resolution in Ukraine. On trade and economic security, Macron highlighted efforts to dismantle export restrictions, ensure fair competition with China, and protect European industries from deindustrialization, framing these steps as critical to Europe's long-term stability.